The very first Scarlet and Violet cards are here, and I am so excited. Hey, Nick with 9Card TCG, and today I went to a Scarlet and Violet pre-release. It was so much fun. There were 74 people at this pre-release. Absolutely massive. It was a ton of fun. I'm super grateful for Illustrious Cards and Games, my locals, for hosting the event, and for everybody who came by, enjoyed an afternoon of Pokemon. It was so much fun. Now, before we go any further, if you haven't already, do me a favor, like, subscribe, comment, all that kind of stuff. Tells YouTube this is a good channel. Other people should watch it. If you've never been to a pre-release before, this is the perfect video for you, because we're going to show the kit that you get. We're going to open the packs, we're going to open it up, we're going to build a deck, and then I'm going to show some gameplay from the pre-release and talk about how a pre-release is different from a regular tournament or a regular event. So if it's your first pre-release, be excited, because they really are fun. It's just a super casual way to open up some new cards and enjoy Pokemon. And one final announcement, I guess two final announcements. If you see me at an event, a tournament, or something, starting really soon, I'm going to have out custom trainer cards to give out to people. They're full art trainers, and I love them. They're super nice, and I can't wait for to start giving them out. Also, the other thing is we're going to be starting up YouTube Shorts and TikToks very soon. I actually filmed a bunch recently, so we're going to get that going again, and I have some really cool and fun ideas for just different kind of content, things that you don't really see. So very excited for some stuff coming up, and I hope you are as well. Now, with all that said, let's go ahead and get into the pre-release. All right, we're going to get this box opening underway. These things are always very difficult for me to open. I don't have any nails. Jiu-Jitsu kind of really wears them down, so opening up wrapping is a little difficult for me, but here we go. The build and battle kits, they come with 3 packs inside. There's a little insert, and you open up this. We're not going to look at the insert, so you get this really cool stack of cards, and the first thing that you get in, or you see in this stack of cards, is a promo card. You get one of 4 promo cards. In this case, I got Hawlucha, which is exactly the one I was hoping for, so I was very happy about that. Now, in addition to that promo card, you're going to get a bunch of energies, because remember, ultimately, these are meant to build a deck with. This is like Pokemon's like draft or sealed battle format. And because we have grass and lightning energies, you can only imagine that, well, the Pokemon we're going to be using are grass and electric Pokemon. So we got a Nest Ball, really nice. We got Nemona, we got Rare Candy, and now you're starting to see a little bit more of the Pokemon lines. And I'm going to talk about them as I go. The Pawmot, you see the Pawmot at the bottom of that electric line. It has a really good ability. Electrogenesis lets you search your deck for a basic lightning energy and attach it directly to the Pawmot, which is really good considering that its attack does 230 damage, which is nutty, and you do have to discard all the lightning energy attached to it. So you got 2 lightning and a colorless that do 230, discard all the lightning. It's not bad for when you're really trying to hit super hard into something. And we got the Scatterbug and the Spewpa. They have the adaptive evolution ability, so they can be evolved the very first turn they get put into play, even during your turn, to go into that Vivillon, which is a pretty nice stage 2 Pokemon that we can get very early. Now, I mess up the card trick, which is why you're seeing those hollows a lot sooner, but it is 1 to the front if you're doing that card trick. Rock Chestplate is a pretty good tool card, and I was kind of happy because I do have some fighting decks that might be able to make use of that. So pack number 1 is down. We're going on to pack number 2, and these silver borders look so nice. The hollow pattern, the reverse hollow patterns are very nice. Getting a Nemona, just a basic draw 3 supporter, isn't bad for a pre-release, so I don't really mind getting it and adding it to the deck. Lucario, okay, it's a thing. Another Rock Chestplate. Those reverse hollow patterns are great. And there it is, an art rare Bombardier. Look at the hollow pattern on that. It's so nice. I do have a friend sitting across from me, so if you see like shadows or things moving, I'm with a friend. So we got the Bombardier on our first pack, which is pretty decent, getting an art rare right out the gate. And you'll notice that all of these packs have the black border codes because every pack is now guaranteed to have a holo rare or better. You're going to get 2 reverse holos and a holo rare at the minimum, a change that Pokemon has made to kind of counter the rise of pack costs due to inflation. So it's a way of them raising the cost, but kind of giving us something in return. And we, get 2 reverse holos and a Magnezone EX. Absolutely wild. I've never pulled an EX Pokemon. This is the first format in which I've played with EXs. So to open up 2 packs and pull an EX is wonderful. Now, I have been seeing a lot of stuff online where these pull rates are absolutely nutty. People have been pulling such heat from these pre-release kits. We're going to go ahead. Already we're doing pretty good. 2 out of 3 packs, or so far we're 2 for 2 on hits, the Bombardier and the Magnezone. That Pokegear 3.0 is a good card for a pre-release deck, and another youngster, not a bad option for pre-release decks. There's our first reverse holo number. Oh no, never mind. That was the second reverse holo. We got the Magnezone EX, the full art Magnezone EX. Somebody really wants me to play that Magnezone deck, but you know me. I'm going to be sticking with the fighting. My friend wants to see what we pulled, so we got to show it. And honestly, the pre-release deck that we're going to build is not going to be too different from what you see here. I'll show briefly the final image of it, but the idea is we're going to build a 40 card deck, and you have to start to really try to maximize your consistency. That's the big thing. Make sure you have enough energies and enough, ball search and supporters as humanly possible to really try to ensure that you are able to do what you want to do. So getting that nest ball was really nice. Getting an extra Nemona, an extra youngster. You can see I got that Pachirisu, something that I'm considering putting in the deck. I have a rare candy. It came in the kit, but I don't have a Magnemite to put into the deck to make use of the Magnezone EX. And man, getting a basic Pokemon EX or an EX that you can evolve into in these pre-release events is such a major advantage. They have so much health, 260 to 330 health on these EXs, depending on what you get, is absolutely nutty. And it's just really hard for your opponent to deal with. They usually have pretty good attacks. They have a lot of health. So I stick with this kind of basic Palmot Vivillon deck, and that's really what it is. I'm just sleeving up the stuff that I ended up getting, and the way pre-release events work while I'm starting to sleeve up some cards that I know I'm gonna to use in this deck is you build a 40 card deck and you play 3 or 4 rounds depending on I think it's usually 3. You play your 3 rounds, and at the end, you get extra bonus packs for participating. Some stores do it differently. Some give you, 1 or 2 or 3, and they either give it to you for, winning. They give you 1 pack for each win, or they give you just a certain number of packs just for participating. My store, the store I go to, it's not my store, but the store I go to, they gave 3 packs extra after round 1. So if you played at least 1 round, you'd be eligible to get your 3 bonus packs. And of course, most people are going to be there to play all 3 rounds. Just want to kind of hang out with friends and enjoy the afternoon. So there you go. Some things I would recommend you bring to a pre-release. Extra sleeves. Bring some maybe sleeves that you're not going to really care about. Older sleeves or you have a bunch of extra spare sleeves. Just bring those and make sure you still have some damage dice, and maybe even bring just a regular standard format deck in case you want to hang out a little after and continue to play. But you really don't need a ton. You do need a Pokemon, a Play Pokemon ID. So if you don't have one, go to Pokemon.com, sign up, and then go and I'll leave some steps, some instructions in the video description with the link. So you can go directly to Pokemon and create a Pokemon player ID, because you do need one to play in official Pokemon events, which Pre-releases, by the way, are official events. So pre-releases, regionals, all that kind of stuff there. Official events that require a Pokemon Play ID. Now I'm going to go ahead and fast forward to show you the final deck. So this is just very briefly, this is the final deck that we got. We got the 3 Scatterbugs, the 3 Spupas, the 2 Vivians, Pachirisu, Hawlucha. We got a 3-2-3 palm out line, couple of Nemonas, some youngsters, a Jacques. We got our Nest Balls and Rare Candy. We got an Energy Retrieval and a Pokegear 3.0. And we got our Lightning and Grass Energies to make sure that we can actually do the attacks we want. So there it is, 40 cards. Let's go ahead and get right into the gameplay. Alright, so my opponent won the coin flip. They wanted to go second, but I advised them that usually going first is better. And in a pre-release, you only have 4 prizes. Remember, we have 40 cards in deck, so you only set up 4 prizes. And otherwise, it's pretty much the exact same as a regular game. My opponent starts to palm me, and they attach a Lightning Energy. You got a second Palmy on deck on the bench. I got the Spupa. They've just passed. They attached pass. There's really not much you could do on turn 1. But thanks to the Adaptive Evolution, we are able to evolve into Spupa right away to kind of make it a little harder for my opponent to go ahead and KO the Scatterbug. We're going to get a Nest Ball to get a Palmy so that we can eventually evolve up into a Palmot. And I don't really know how much I'm able to do here. We could theoretically attack. One of the things I'm talking to my opponent about is the idea of thinning the deck. I'm about to play a supporter, and I want to use Nest Ball so I can go ahead, not only get a Pokemon in play, but now there's one less Pokemon that I can potentially draw into when it comes to, after I play my supporter. I'm just trying to decide which supporter would be better. I decided to go with the youngster over Nemona, which maybe wasn't the best idea, but I was really trying to I was really hoping to hit a Grass Energy and a Vivian. This way I just attack into this Palmy and I'm able to KO it, and then I'm probably in a really good spot to just knock out my opponent's other bench Pokemon and kind of take a quick, easy win. It does not go that way. So I'm going to draw I asked him, if he wants to cut or tap. You still have to follow all the rules of the game, right? Just because it's a pre-release. Again, it's generally a little more casual, but it is what it is. So you saw I have a Lightning Energy, but I don't have the Grass or the Pavilion to make it happen. So I just go ahead. I'm trying to decide, do I want to attach it to the Palmy or do I want to go to the Spupa so then I can Bug Buzz the next turn, or I can attack with the Pavilion when I get it, just attach a Grass, and now I'm able to hit for 110. But, didn't happen. My opponent benching a Revroom, not really sure. I don't really remember what it's called, but it is a really big part of their draw engine. Really not much else they're doing. They're just going to go ahead and hit for a little bit of damage, and now I get to go and start my turn. But it's not looking super great. I can evolve into the Palmy or Palmo, whatever, attach another Lightning Energy, but I'm not able to get that Spupa out of the active, and we just pass. Being able to get that Spupa out would have been really nice because they could have hit with the Palmo to knock out the Palmy before they're able to evolve, and they just lost 2 turns of attaching energies. They get the Jacques, the Jacques, blah. And yeah, it's just search a deck for 2 evolution Pokemon. They're gonna go and get a Palmo and I just knocked over something off my desk. They're gonna go and get the Palmo and the Palmot. I don't know if they would have been better suited trying to get the Revavroom in play. Whatever Revavroom evolves into. I'm pretty sure Revavroom is a stage 2. So getting the stage 1 version and maybe like a Palmo might have been the better option, so they can start to set up that draw engine, discard a card from your hand and draw until you have 6 or something like that. Is a pretty good deal for just for and in general really, but a stage 2 does make it a little less enjoyable to use. My opponent forgetting that they can paralyze if they flip heads on Palmo's attack. So I do remind him of that. Remember, it is your responsibility to remind your opponent of proper game state. So they don't knock out, but there's really nothing I can do here. So I just put down a Pachirisu and pass. Really, really difficult decisions here. And by difficult decisions, I mean, I don't really have much. My opponent just taking their first prize of the game, and now I get to promote this Palmo, and, there's really not much to do. 4 prizes does not leave you a ton of time to figure something out, especially in these pre-release decks where you're not really, you don't have control over what you pull. You don't really have a ton of control over what's in your deck because you're just kind of at the mercy of whatever you happen to get in your pre-release kit. So that kind of stinks, but I just attack into my opponent's Pokemon. They hit me for a lot of damage. They hit me for 70, and now I get to draw again. Now, we're just here. We're just chilling. I evolve into the Palmot, and I use the Electrogenesis ability. This is where I have to start making some decisions. I'm pretty sure in my hand I had a Grass Energy, so I could have attached the Grass Energy to the Palmot, the Palmo, and then KO'd, and then evolve next turn, and then be able to, take the KO, whatever they put into the active the following turn. But I didn't think about it. I just kind of said I got to evolve, and I just attack and take my first prize because that's what you gotta do. You gotta attack to win, right? That's usually, I mean, not always, but generally speaking, it's a pretty good idea to attack. My opponent draws. They sent out the Koraidon. They one of the things they pulled from a pack, and I don't know how useful Koraidon really would have been. Although there was a ton of electric, a lot of palm out lines. So you hit with the Koraidon, you're probably gonna do a lot of damage, but there's no great way of powering it up, which means you just have to bench, attach, and there you go. I don't really remember what Koraidon's attacks even do, but I'll tell you, electric types, my Palmots would not have liked it. So my opponent playing the youngster, shuffle the hand into the deck, draw 5, and you could kind of see the reverse hollow pattern on that youngster. It's really, really cool. On the trainers, you got these cool Pokeballs, and then on the Pokemon themselves, you get a little type symbol. So if it's a fighting type, it's going to be a fist. If it's electric type, you're going to get that electric symbol you see on those energies. It's pretty cool what they're able to do. My opponent just doesn't really do much. They pass. I go ahead and Nimona. I get to draw 3 cards, and I'm pretty sure these are a big 3 here. So we're going to go ahead, bench the Spupa, and thanks to Adaptive Evolution, I'm able to evolve straight into the Spupa, or Scatterbug Spupa Vivillon, attach the Grass Energy. We get the Hawlucha that has Flying Entry as its ability, which is they could put 1 damage counter on up to 2 of my opponent's bench Pokemon. Palmot does have free retreat, which is really, really nice, and I can use the Electrogenesis ability to power it up. So search a deck for a Lightning Energy and attach it to that Pokemon. Vivillon does have a nice attack. I don't remember, Miracle Powder, I believe it's called, for just a single Grass Energy. It does 50 damage, and then I flip a coin, or in this case, I'm going to roll a die. If heads, which is even, I get to choose a special condition, and now my opponent's active is affected by that status condition. So, didn't get it. I would have chose Paralysis, because then they wouldn't be able to attack or retreat, but honestly, Koraidon has a 2 attack and a 2 retreat, so they probably weren't going to do it anyway. But it is a thing. My opponent also playing the Nimona. I mean, it's Nimona and Youngster are the most common supporters in this pre-release format. So if you're watching this before the week, I gotta look at my calendar, before the week of the 25th, 26th, when you do your pre-release, you're likely gonna see these palm out lines and the Vivillon. So maybe this might be a little useful if you are trying to learn, get an idea of what you might anticipate, what you might see. My opponent flips heads on the Pokeball, which means they can go ahead and search a deck for any Pokemon card they want, put it into their hand. In this case, they get in the Palmo, so they can evolve their benched Palmy. And yeah, Again, I don't know if they're getting the evolved form of the Revroom or whatever that Pokemon is called would have been more useful, but they chose to go with the Palmo. We bench another Palmy. We could go ahead and Electrogenesis for to get another energy onto our Palmot. And from here, it's just continue to use Miracle Powder on that Pavilion. We can go ahead. This Koraidon has 120, I think, health. So we just, we hit, and we bring it down. We bring it to like 20 health after this Miracle Powder. I think it's 130, actually. I think it's 130. So I'm going to go ahead, flip. This time I get heads. So now we put 50 on there. And I'm going to choose Burn. I choose Burn because if they don't flip heads on this turn, the Koraidon will get knocked out before it becomes my turn again. So it has 130 health. Right now, it takes an extra 20 thanks to Burn. So it goes up to 120 damage. They have to roll or flip a coin. If tails, it stays burned, and they flip tails. So now this Pokemon is going to get KO'd before it becomes my turn, because during Pokemon checkup at the end of my opponent's turn, it'll take another 20 damage, which will KO it. So now they have to either retreat or cure that special condition somehow. They can't evolve it. So, my opponent, they attached the water energy, but then they wanted to use Electrogenesis, which they did. They misread. I reminded them that it had to be a basic lightning energy from your deck, not an energy card from your hand. Mistakes happen, not a big deal. That's a super easy thing to fix, and you don't need a judge for. So because this Koraidon's kind of stuck in the actor, they just take 20 damage and it gets KO'd, which is absolutely wonderful. So I go down to just 2 prizes. My opponent sends up the Palmot, which I didn't think was great because that's like the only thing they're really able to attack with. I get the rare candy, get another Palmot. I don't need to do it, but if I need to buy a turn or two, I can send up the Palmot and just let it take a little bit of damage. Because if they do attack, then Palmot loses all of its energies. Right? All the lightning energies. So it's not like they're going to attack right away regardless. So something to consider. I did forget to take my prize. And I just remembered. So I did. For the Koraidon knockout. My opponent chooses not to cut. So we go ahead and play a Pokegear. Look at the top 7 cards of our deck. Choose a supporter that we find there and put it into our hand. We then go ahead and shuffle up the other 6. I choose a Nemona because really all I need is any energy card, and I'm probably gonna win. So Palmot has free retreat. So I just need an energy card to attach to the active Pavilion so I can then discard an energy to retreat it, and then attack with Palmot to knock out my opposing opponent's Palmot. So we find an energy recycler, which is just as good, honestly, if not maybe even a little better. So go ahead, we grab those 2 energies. If you're wondering why I didn't use the other Electrogenesis on the second Palmot, it's because I really wanted to try and hit an energy. And I didn't want to thin it out. It didn't matter what energy it was, I just needed to find an energy. So there we go. We take our 3rd prize, my opponent's turn. I don't think there's really anything they can do. That Revroom, whatever, has 60 health, but thanks to the Hawlucha's flying entry, we put 1 damage counter on it, which means all we have to do is hit it with Miracle Powder for 50, and that will be the 60 damage that it, for the 60 HP that it has, and that would be KO. So I wouldn't have actually been able to win this immediately without Hawlucha's flying entry ability. My opponent playing their very nice Professor's Research, something that if you have in a pre-release event, you absolutely should use. But my opponent does poison my Palmot. I take the 10 poison damage. I'll retreat, which cures the poison. Send out the Pavilion and hit with Miracle Powder for the game. Absolutely well played by my opponent, and thank you so much for coming to the event and enjoying. So there you have it, the full pre-release experience. It's really not much different from just like a regular tournament. It's just you kind of have to build your own deck, and you're as much as I want to say like being a really good deck builder helps, it is a lot of luck on what you pull in your kit and your packs. Really not much you can control, but just it's like I said, you're really just there to enjoy the afternoon with some other people who like Pokemon, open up some new cards, get excited, and have fun. And that's exactly what I did today. So I'm super glad, and I hope you get to go to an event and enjoy it yourself. But that's going to do it for us today. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed, found this informative. If you did, like, subscribe, comment, let me know in the comments below. Did you get to go to a pre-release? Did you open any packs? What were some of your best pulls? I definitely want to see them. That's going to do it for us today. Thanks so much, and I'll see you next time.